Welcome to every single one of you guys who tuned into this Friday edition on this Mystelics reaction, guys. Welcome to another reaction on this the one on the Mystelics reaction, guys. Brothers and sisters, hand clap to the massive man, especially the Mystelics family. Big up on yourself for tuning into this vibration, brothers and sisters. If you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and click the bell and click all so you'll be notified, of course, when I drop all my videos right there. When I upload the videos, you'll be notified when I drop them right there. Of course, don't forget to do what, brothers and sisters. Click the like button, click the thumbs up button. Of course, helping to push these videos further and further, of course, and helping you to also see more videos as when they tend to come through right there. And then, anyways, brothers and sisters, let us get into the vibrations. Hopefully I don't stay too long on this this reaction. It's Friday, brothers and sisters. So after this reaction, brothers and sisters, go out and mingle, man. Go up and free upon yourself. It's Christmas time, brothers and sisters. Remembering Yeshua's birth when he came down on earth, brothers and sisters. Anyways, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into the vibrations for the day. Of course, we have this sentiment right here, brothers and sisters. What exactly is going on when it comes on to this particular individual? Of course, MO News actually brought this forth to individuals out there when it was coming down to the elections of 2022, the sham election, for which individuals were told not to participate, but of course, some individuals participated in that regard right there. Anyways, I'm not sure if he was one of the individuals who joined in on the forces or felt, hey, and to come forth and put off my talent. But there's something kind of interesting when it comes on to this individual there. Meet Sherman Boston, the independent candidate for the Roseau North for Dominica election 2022 right there. Now, this is the individual. This is why I want to definitely bring these vibrations out for you guys to understand something. Now, although this is alleged, but because I don't know it myself, but we do know that there's something happening, something very fishy when it comes on to handing over houses. Of course, this guy that we're speaking about right there has a 4-story building in Stock Farm. Alleged. He is alleged. I don't know even truly myself. So it's alleged that he has a 4-story building in Stock Farm. And apparently that 4-story building is probably one of the biggest in Stock Farm. And of course, this individual is alleged to own prime rentals right there. Of course, he went up for Roseau North in the recent general election as independent. Now he gets a house. Very interesting times. Brothers and sisters, how on earth do you own a house that is 4-story buildings and probably one of the biggest in Stock Farm, go up for elections? Now, this is why I'm pointing this one out right there, because you actually have to put money forth. Now, brothers and sisters, on the basis of giving people houses, usually you would think that, okay, it is people who are in need of housing. True or false? Yes, people who are in need of housing, not people who are strong back. I don't know if he break his back or something and, you know, things go haywire, but it's alleged that he has a number of buildings and, of course, has a prime rental business right there. But if you're going up for election, brothers and sisters, you have to put your own money forward, which means you have money to spare to put your money forward, unless there was somebody else who foot the bill for you. But we don't know that that's the case right there. We do know you have to put your money forward. I think it's $500 that you have to put forward. So if you put in $500 for something that it's not a necessity that you need to do, and you put in that forward, that means you have some level of extra cash around. Unless, like I indicated before, that somebody else foot the bill for you. Okay? Okay. All right, so we just had to point this out right there, but we know the situation is on the basis of the individual getting a house, yet still the individual apparently owns or is alleged to own 4-story buildings. This is one of the things I was telling individuals yesterday, guys, when I was talking about that sentiment right there. That when the World Bank came and the individuals came in charge of giving houses, they went through, they actually knew the individuals who needed houses. And as a result of needing houses, they then put the funds forward to build houses for this particular individual. And there was a list that was created. That list was created. And of course, it seems like they had to go or something of that sort. And it was handed over to the government. And it seems like the government then came, you know, and decided to hand over these houses to their people, from my understanding. And the reason why I'm saying their people, this guy most likely, if he did not hand over the funds himself, most likely got it from the government right there. Now, I could be wrong in that regard, brothers and sisters, but I'm just looking at logic on a logical point of view. And this is why I always want people to look for things when it comes on to circumstances like this. What is the logic behind it? He had to put up his funds. If he did not put up his funds, then somebody had to put up the funds for him. Now he's getting a house. Was that promise made? Okay, we'll put the bill for, or you put your house, or you put the $500 down for you to be able to go for elections, because of course the sham elections, you know, a number of persons were going up on the basis of, hey, I want to do something, but they wanted to make the election seem more legit. So they had people, it's alleged that people were going up, and he could have been one of the individuals right there. But that's not the problem. The problem is, if you own these establishments, You own a 4-story building, plus you have a prime rentals business. How on earth do you get a house? How is that possible? Unless the government decides, you know what, okay, let's do something for this individual who probably did something for us right there. I don't know, but let's just look at, circumstances, brothers and sisters, and see if that is the case right there. Anyways, I just had to point this out because individuals were sending this for me right there, and of course more people will stay in that regard. But don't he have his 4-story building stock farm? Look Aries. Look Aries. Let's look freeze, brothers and sisters. Look freeze happening right there. Of course, another person saying, no, you wicked boy, you greedy, and greedy won't get you nowhere. Big chops. Right there, this individual is saying. Another person is saying, best I apply for house too. My government work in labor powder. 10 more years, brothers and sisters. 10 more years in that regard. So we see in the circumstances of what appears to be unfairness, which of course I remember the particular individual who told me about this information because she was one of the individuals who was supposed to receive a house and did not get, up to now has not received that house today. But other people who apparently have 4-story buildings, alleged with what individuals are saying, apparently getting house. You see how interesting it is, brothers and sisters? It gets more interesting right there. Of course, we have this individual made a statement. And I remember the video of the individual who saying, you mean to tell me you don't feel like you're getting robbed of your future, brothers and sisters? Remember that man? 20 years. Papa Bujedi man say. And you don't feel somebody rob you of your future? This is another individual or there, a young man who made that same sentiment or echoed that same sentiment. Dominica is not the best place for young ambition. No, brothers and sisters, it is not. I can tell you straight, it is not. Because I remember when I was a little boy, brothers and sisters, 20 years have passed since I was a little boy. And I can tell you from 20 years having the thought process of doing wonders. And if we did not leave, brothers and sisters, boy. I remember one point in time I used to think, boy, if I did not leave Dominica, what would I be doing? Would I be working in Clare Harbor? I mean, I worked in Clare Harbor as well, brothers and sisters, but I only did it for a little time. I only did the training, then I left. I went to Ross afterwards and I worked in Ross for 8 years. Now, Ross has left Dominica as a result of the very government themselves. Nobody else, Ross did not want to leave, but because of the incompetence of the government, this is why when they left to go Barbados, or were forced to go Barbados, they made this statement that they finally found a competent government in which they can work in. That very government has destroyed the hopes of youth, for which this individual is saying, these days I feel like my future was stolen from me. I wish I had that clip of that man screaming out for 20 years, Papa God. Or you don't feel like all your future has been stolen from you. Can you imagine walking through life 20 years, not accomplishing anything at all? In fact, it is dwindling. Your accomplishments that you have accomplished 20 years ago have dwindled. I know this, brothers and sisters, because several businesses who were doing much better 20 years ago are now today closed. They are closed. And then the Prime Minister will come and act as if, we've been doing wonderful things for the people and we're so excited. You have destroyed the hope of the people for 20 years. Where individuals have to come out and say, Dominica is not the best place for young ambition. I agree. This is why I always tell people to leave Dominica. Brothers and sisters, I know when I speak for myself, because I know I just warn people and tell people what's going to happen and those kind of things there. And it tends to happen. I tell you, SKERRIT is going to make himself a king. Today, SKERRIT is king, You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. When a man can come and stand up in parliament and tell the Mr. Speaker of the House that he cannot intervene, and then talk about we allowing the opposition that is part of parliament to spew what they're spewing. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Okay. Not yet, brothers and sisters, but trust me when I tell you, the future was stolen from Dominicans, especially the younger folks. I know this individual very well indeed, and I agree with that sentiment as well. The future was stolen on the backs of greedy people, brothers and sisters. Greedy people who are now on their third mansion, building it even far bigger than the previous two. Yet still, just before they entered in the first mansion, brothers and sisters, they said I don't need a mansion. Why would I stay in a mansion? Can you imagine that? You remember when SKERRIT was saying that? I don't need to stay in a mansion, brother and sister. I don't need to stay in a mansion. He's on his third one. And you're looking at the economy, brothers and sisters. Is the economy getting better? No. This is intentionally happening to Dominica. And the people are allowing the people are allowing it, brothers and sisters. If you know better, do better, okay? And one of the best things you can do better in, I understand Thompson Fountain, them want to change things and hope for the better and all those kind of things, that you have to leave. Hélas. It's a sad thing I say for Dominica. You have to leave Dominica. If you're lazy, stay in Dominica, okay? Because hard work have to happen out there. It's not just coming. That's a hard work. I know it, you know. Hey, sometimes we come up for 1 gig and you checking, boy, when am I going to get my next gig? What's going to happen? You don't know. Brothers and sisters, Dominica is not the place, the best place, or not any place for young ambition. You will destroy yourself in Dominica. I can think of a particular individual that has been doing business for quite some time in Dominica. And that individual is semi-doing okay. I say semi-doing okay. That is in comparison to other businesses. Semi-doing okay? Really? Brothers and sisters, if you don't watch yourself in this Dominica day, Dominica will swallow you whole. It's unfortunate that I'm saying these things, but it's true. You guys know I wouldn't lie for you. If I lie for you, let me know, you know. Let me know. And the people have allowed the government to do that to them. It's not just the government doing it to the people. The people have allowed the government to do it to them. Just like on Monday when they were proposing this whole electoral reform thing, from my understanding, and a few people were there. I would have indicated that about 30,000 people should have been there. If you want change, brothers and sisters, 30,000 people. You had probably like less than 100 people from my visual prowess. Less than 100 people there. Really? And you expect to have change? There's something rather interesting that is being stated as well, brothers and sisters. Millions! This is what another individual is saying right there. Millions washing on geothermal energy. No solar farm. 365 rivers, they claim, and lakes. And no additional hydroelectricity, but load shedding every day. Can you imagine that? In a land with full of potential. Waters like crazy, brothers and sisters, and I understand the water is going down, but you guys are doing absolutely nothing to solve that problem. And tell me if that is not intentional. The Wasco or Domlek will complain about water going down, but they do nothing about creating dams to bring up the waters and then even create the surplus for hydro plants. Yes, brothers and sisters, if you create dams, if you have 2 hydro plants, you can probably create 6 of them or 8 of them, sphereing it off properly, 2 free, you know, and continue going up. So you'll have 8 of these things, brothers and sisters. If you had dams, water flowing through these things and constantly turning the dams. In matter of fact, I was looking at a number of videos where they indicated you don't even need none of this stuff. You can actually use homemade remedies. There's a guy I saw who took a bicycle tire and attached water bottles to the tire at different vicinities of it, and had the tire turning on its own because of the water. When it turns, the water falls and then turns the bike, and then it goes back, and the more water turns, so the bike wheel keeps turning. Then he attached a motor to this thing, and it generated electricity. I saw people using the ground for electricity, brothers and sisters, in certain parts of the world. This is one of the reasons why the Egyptians knew about pyramids. The pyramids were not built for just building sake, brothers and sisters. The pyramids were built on the basis of the energy of the earth. This is why a number of persons don't even understand. Some of what I'm saying is gibberish and craziness to you guys right there. The pyramids were built on specific parts of the earth. And keep in mind, it's not just in Egypt pyramids were built. Pyramids were built all across the world. In the United States has pyramids. South America has pyramids. Canada has pyramids. Everywhere has pyramids. So that's to tell you, people understood something about the earth that people don't even seem to understand now. But that's sidetracking right there, brothers and sisters. We have the ability. Dominica, of course, is full of that geothermal that we're talking about right there. But we spend millions, over $200 million from my estimate right there. And not a light bulb has lit. And you're telling me it doesn't seem like the geothermal activity isn't some money laundering thing? Just like the airport that apparently cost less than $300 million. Now it's about 1.6, 1.3, 1.1, whichever you guys want to say right there. Billions of dollars for the airport. Many people still have not gotten paid yet. Yet still, the Prime Minister them has increased their salaries. You think they care about you, but they come on pulpit, not a pulpit. They come on stage and telling people, oh, we care about the people. And say, oh, it's not about doing things for me. They're doing the very thing that I see the Democrats were doing. They're calling somebody else to have alleged being some sort of problem or doing something wrong when they're the ones doing it. I listen to Obama, Ilas. The reason why I'm even up here is because of Obama, but I have to talk the truth, brothers and sisters. It's because of Obama, a lot of the fake information went out there. But let's leave that alone right there. Millions washing on geothermal energy. No solar farms, 365 rivers and lakes, and no additional hydroelectricity, but load shedding every day. Dominica not supposed to have any leak of any loss of electricity at all. I see we lose electricity by mistake on bright sunshine, boy. That was truly something else. Road tax increase, yet more potholes, yes. That's one of the things I asking myself. I mash up my tire twice on potholes already, brothers and sisters. Twice. In the history of my driving vehicle, having my own vehicle, brothers and sisters, twice I mash up my car tires. Oh boy. Road tax increase, yet more potholes and parts here cost the most in the Caribbean. Building materials so expensive, you must be in dirty life to pay off mortgage before you die. Interesting. I can think of a particular individual in that regard right there. And sometimes, brothers and sisters, I understand why people get into certain things, Because when the government is working against you, but they're working for themselves, and they see people saying, what? The government are working for me. Let me get into something. I rather take the chance. I remember that individual saying, Mystelics, I know it's not right to do, but if I want to elevate in this life, I have to do something. What do you want me to do? Go and work a 9 to 5? Never see my way, Mystelics. Never. And I understand where he's coming from, but I still wouldn't encourage him to do these things because I say, bro, at the end of the day, you will still end up, That's a classmate of mine I was talking to. Classmate. Say, bro, sometimes you just have to leave. They say, leave and go where? The man brother is in jail because he left. Well, the brother was acting a fool. So that's a whole other story already. Anyways, brothers and sisters, moving along. Every other government in the Caribbean giving Christmas bonus. I just said yesterday or the day before about the $500 bonus, about $6 million that St. Lucia is about to give to their government workers right there. So there's incentive for working for the government, not in Dominica. What bonus will you get for the government? Or you at least getting some overtime, at least. Try to make it our overtime. And even if you go above the hour because there are a number of persons in your building or clients in your building, you still get overtime. Okay. But you think your government working for you? One day you'll wake up, man. Don't worry. But by the time you wake up, it'll be too late. This is what I'm telling individuals right now to leave. You don't have to come to the United States. You don't have to come to England. You don't have to come to thing. You can go to the other Caribbean islands. St. Kitts love Dominican people, because they know Dominican people working hard. And I know why Dominican people working hard, because they don't want to go back to Dominica. Can you imagine that? Some people, there was a particular person I was saying about home, and I will ask her, which home are you talking about? She tell me Dominica. I say, Dominica is not home. Sometimes you believe where you come from is home, brothers and sisters, but even home is not treating you like home. Home is not home. You understand what I'm telling you guys right there? Sometimes you believe where you come from is home. But where you come from doesn't treat you like home. What home used to be was homely. Today, home sometimes is your enemy that is aimed at keeping you down intentionally. But you don't have to listen to me, brothers and sisters. As they indicated right there, brothers and sisters, every other government in the Caribbean giving Christmas bonus, tax break, incentive worth hundreds and thousands of dollars right there. Dominica's $10 for barrel. You still have to pay the $10. But it must be personal wipes, toilet paper, Pampers, and groceries. If it's not those things there, you don't have to pay. Plus, you still have to pay the 15% VAT, which means government not losing nothing. So while other government officials are giving incentives on the basis of Christmas and the Christmas season, and not just that, they extended it even further. Some of them even have benefits for the next 6 months. Some of them even have benefits for the next year. So the first 6 months they're doing this, and the next 6 months they're doing that. In Dominica, what you getting, brothers and sisters? What you getting? We fighting to have electoral reform so that we can have a good governance in society, while the very government is sabotaging that effort and the people staying quiet. Okay then, Dominica $10 for barrel, but it must be personalized, blah blah blah. Pinch all yourself. You must be dreaming. It's a nightmare. That's not a dream. That's a nightmare. Whether you're a supporter or not, realities or government is modern day shit. I agree. But that person forgets something very important there. And the government is catering for themselves, not you. But they'll come and tell you, we're doing things for the people. Is that true? Is that objective reality? They could be, brothers and sisters. But based on objective reality, I'm not seeing that. What I am seeing is stuff like this. Right there. How to catch a labor right. They're presenting ham and creeks and all those kind of things there. You know why they're presenting these things, brothers and sisters? Because they have destroyed the economy for you not to have the ability to do it for yourself. You know why? Not just destroying the economy, Brothers and sisters, look at the price of ham. $411 by Asta fans. $411. $412 by Asta fans. Imagine somebody who knows about Dominica checking about Mystelics. What's going on there? What's going on there? When it expires, you will get it for free. When they pass in, have patience. They bring in ham because they know the people cannot afford. Can you imagine the government has to bring ham and give it away for free because it knows its people cannot afford it? Or its majority cannot afford it. At least 95% cannot afford it, brothers and sisters. Can you imagine $411 for ham and you're making $1,000? And SKERRIT, what the other day was trying to help you guys to save $200. He was trying to help you to save $200. Even if you were to save the $200, which you cannot save, you still wouldn't be able to buy ham. You probably have to buy the slice, the slice. They'll slice some of this thing and put them in plastic and this kind of white paper plate. Maybe that you can get, and for the Christmas, you just hand out a piece to everybody. Hey, I have ham. I have ham. Can you imagine as a man, brothers and sisters, you have to wait for handouts for you to be able to feed your family, or at least give your family? Boy, that is something else. We as a man, boy. Oh my God in heaven. Probably I raised differently, brothers and sisters. But of course, a number of persons were shocked when it comes on to that. You sure that price correct? That the individual will tell me. Well, I say it could be Photoshop, It could be Photoshop, but when I zoom, it don't look in Photoshop at all. You see me? So I say, yes, my brother, you checking it more expensive than that because there's a possibility. It's a possibility. Then the individual say that's way too freaking expensive. The individual is now telling me I'm in St. Kitts right now. The individual doesn't live in St. Kitts. They live in the United States, in Texas. But they come down to St. Kitts, I guess, for the Christmas season. And tell me that ham in St. Kitts, that size, is $65. No, brothers and sisters, correct me if I'm wrong. Does St. Kitts have a different currency from Dominica? And I tell the individual to send me a photo of it. When the individual send me a photo of it, I'll post it up for you guys to see as well. But that's what the individual is stating right there. I don't know if that is the case, if that is true, but that's what the individual told me. They're in St. Kitts right now. So compare $65 to $411. And could it be the same ham? Boy. Yes, Lord. And that is what Dominica has allowed itself to become right there. Now, brothers and sisters, I want to run through something very quickly. Well, I think I should probably do this another time right there. I think it's because the next video I'm gonna put out is like 4 minutes and 53 seconds. No, brothers and sisters, I think I will leave the rest for that. But let me just give you a little incentive of where we're going in the next reaction. I might do this one tomorrow. We'll see how it goes right there. But of course, this individual has indicated something very interesting. Light bill to increase further in December. You get my drift? So in other words, if you decide you get in a little what do you call that, concession, so you don't have to pay import duties, so to speak. You have to pay VAT and you have to pay the $10. So, but they find a way to put back that money on the Dominican people by increasing the very electrical bill right there. Internet and cable have gone up. I remember being in Dominica and there was a certain family that was wondering what on earth is going on. How will that thing just jump? So they changed their internet. I think they moved from Flow to Digicel. And I think Digicel then increased their own, so they moved back to Flow because Digicel own was higher than Flow. So they was on that one. They go on that one. Basically, they go back on that one. brothers and sisters. You have to do with the times. You have to change, and sometimes you don't have another option. You see, if you're on internet, you either have Digicel or Flow, or you can do like me, get T-Mobile. You have T-Mobile, but T-Mobile. Sometimes it's interesting that T-Mobile works in places in Dominica where Flow or Digicel doesn't work. Very interesting. I don't know if it's satellite or whatever, but that is kind of crazy right there. Anyways, internet and cable gone up. Water bill, mandatory, extra fees, government extortion. That's what is indicated right there. So even if you have consumption or not, you still have to pay. Not true? As indicated right there. Usage or not, pay the extra fee or get disconnected. And then when you get disconnected, brothers and sisters, guess what? You have to pay for reconnection fee. Pot duty has gone up, as indicated right there. Guess what? Went up 3 times in 2 years, brothers and sisters. Ministers' salaries. Ministers' salaries. Ministers who have told us that they're doing things for the people. They have increased the bills and utilities for the people. But they have increased their salaries by some 22%, some 30%, some 40%, from my understanding, right here. So, brothers and sisters, it's very interesting when we look at what is taking place in Dominica. Is the Prime Minister and the government of Dominica working for the Dominican people? Or are the Dominican people working for the very government, who are then telling the people that they are doing things for themselves? They are doing things for the people, when in fact they are actually doing things for themselves. Where does Dominica come in when it comes down to the Christmas? I think the Christmas season should let you guys know exactly what is happening. If you are blind and you cannot see, Mesami, looking at other countries will help you understand where Dominica is right now. Remember the days when Dominica used to get bonus? Well, I don't know if it's Dominica. I know in Christmas time when Ross was there, all the employees would get bonuses for Christmas, and they will get the double salaries on the 15th. So you get the bonus. I think you get the bonus. You get the double salary on the 15th, and I think you get the bonus a week later or something like that, if I remember correctly. The individuals who work in Ross, well, there's some of you watch my videos. You guys can message me and let me know what it is right there. 3 times in 2 years, these individuals had indicated to us that government has increased their salaries. Ministers' salaries increased. Not true? Your salary increase? Huh? You can save $200 to buy some slice of ham. Or some of all you have to go and make all your ham with. Yes. Some of all you have to go and make all your ham, boy. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? The next part of this was going to go into Domlek and what SKERRIT had to say on Domlek. We'll get into that, brothers and sisters. Don't afraid. But it's Friday. I don't want to keep you guys. Lion King just come out. Mufasa. We go and watch that tonight, brothers and sisters. Where you at? Where you at? You're wrong? Oh, okay. Anyways, brothers and sisters, with your thoughts, leave your thoughts in the comment box below. These are just my thoughts. As indicated before, brothers and sisters, don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you understand this video. And of course, if you want to become a part of the Mystelics family, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification, so of course you'll be notified when I upload my videos and publish it, brothers and sisters. You will definitely get that notification. Right, it's about Mystelics once again. Be real. Salute the king always, especially in his birthday. Or what is represented to be his birthday, because of course we know the whole situation. Well, some of you, well, I never been arguing that point. Brothers and sisters, salute the king always. Be positive.